The 2016 census will take place on Sunday, 24th of April, and will count all the people and households in the country. Put your census form in a safe place and only complete it on census night, Sunday, 24th of April. The form is easy to complete, and most questions just need a mark in the box to answer. For some other questions, you will have to write in your answer, such as your job and where you work. The form starts with questions about your house or apartment. For H1, just mark the type of dwelling you live in, the year it was built as best you know, whether you own or rent your accommodation, and if you do rent, who is your landlord. If your dwelling belongs to a housing association, be sure to mark box 3. If you're renting, how much do you pay? Be sure to only include the proportion your household pays. Next, how many rooms do you have, but exclude bathrooms or utility rooms? What type of fuel does your central heating run on? What type of water supply do you have? What type of sewerage system do you have? How many cars or vans are available for use by your household? Do you have a personal computer, PC? This includes desktops, laptops, or tablets. And finally, do you have internet access at home? Next, it's on to the person questions. There are 3 pages of questions for each person, and there is enough space on the form for 6 people altogether. If there are more than 6 persons, ask your enumerator for an individual form for each additional person. But first, you must be sure to list the name of every person who is in the household on census night. List 1. If there is anyone who is away from home on census night, then list them in the second list. List 2. The key message is to be sure to list everyone who lives in the house or apartment, and also any visitors who may be staying with you on census night. There are further guidelines on the form itself. Now, starting with the person who came first on list 1 on page 3. If that's you, write in your name. Mark your sex. Write in your date of birth. The relationship question isn't answered by person 1, so skip this for now. Mark your marital status. Write in your place of birth. Note, this is where your mother was living when you were born, not the hospital you were born in. For question 7, your usual residence. If you are at home, just simply mark here. If you're not at home, write in the address of where you usually live, including your area code if you know it. If you're unsure what we mean by usual residence, check the back of the form for more information. Next, where did you usually live 1 year ago? Have you ever lived outside Ireland for more than a year? And if so, write the year you arrived and from what country. Next, your nationality. If you are Irish, simply mark box 1. If you are not Irish, mark box 2 and write in your nationality. If you have dual Irish nationality, for example, through a citizenship ceremony, mark boxes 1 and 2 and write in your second nationality. What is your ethnic or cultural background? If you feel that the options listed don't describe your ethnic or cultural background, mark box 8 and write in your own description. For example, Roma. What is your religion? Everyone should answer this question whether or not they have a religion. This question is not about frequency of attendance at church or other place of worship. People should respond according to how they feel now about their religious beliefs, if any. Here, women should state how many children they have given birth to. Can you speak Irish? And if yes, how often? Do you speak a language other than English or Irish at home? And if yes, how well do you speak English? Do you have any of the listed long-lasting conditions or difficulties? This means one which has lasted or is expected to last 6 months or longer, or that regularly reoccurs. If you have answered yes in the previous question, Do you have any difficulties in the following activities listed? How is your health in general? How do you usually travel to work, school, or college? Just mark box 1 if you are not at work, school, or college. What time do you usually leave home? Again, mark box 1 if you're not at work, school, or college. How long is your journey? Answer in minutes. Do you provide regular unpaid personal help for a friend or family member? If you are a family carer, regardless of whether or not you are in receipt of carer's allowance, mark box 1, yes, and write in the weekly number of hours of care you give. If you are aged under 15, go to question 34. Otherwise, go to question 24. Have you finished your full-time education? If yes, write in the age you finished. What is the highest level of education you have completed? What is the main field of study of the highest qualification you have completed? Don't include secondary school qualifications. Given the options below, how would you describe your present economic status? This indicates which question to go to next. Are you or were you an employee or self-employed in your main job? Next, write in your occupation. Even if you are unemployed or retired, please provide a full and accurate description. Farmers should also provide the size of their farm in hectares. If you are retired, you can skip the next questions. What is or was the business of your employer? If you are unemployed, skip the next question. Write in the full name and address of your place of work, school, or college. Answer this for preschool children also. All done. Now, on to the next person. Questions for the second person on List 1, page 3, start on page 7. This time the person must answer question 4, their relationship to person 1. Cohabiting couples who are not married should tick the category partner. Continue filling out the person questions for each person listed as present on page 3, each time giving the relationship to the persons on the form before them. On page 22, there are 8 questions for each person who usually lives with you, but who is absent on census night. Okay, all done. Review the checklist on page 23 before signing the declaration. Then put your census form somewhere safe and wait for your enumerator to call to collect it. Thanks for your cooperation. Your census information is really important and will now form part of the bigger picture of census data in Ireland. For more information, please visit www.census.ie.